Hey, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining me as always. Greatly appreciate you checking out the channel. And as always, before we get started, get comfortable. Grab that steaming cup of coffee, if it's morning where you're at, or grab some drink to chill out and relax. Take a deep breath. If you're getting ready to head to the work cubicle, the work station, the work office, the corner office. Maybe you're driving a truck, and if that's the case, pull over. Please don't keep driving and watching video, especially if you're in like some weird Tesla thing, because they got those giant screens. Well, a lot of cars have the giant screens. Anyway, get comfortable, get your shot of caffeine, your jolt of sugar, whatever it is that you need, a little snack in hand. Maybe it's a nice breakfast sandwich. A nice breakfast burrito at your favorite diner would be superb right about now. I wish I had one with some crispy bacon, some scrambled eggs with cheese, and a nice tortilla. That would be yummy. And even a fresh glass of OJ. I haven't had some fresh squeezed orange juice in quite a while. And anyway, if you're comfortable now, your chair is cozy and comfy. You've swiveled it into the right position. Your screens are properly facing your face, and the brightness and contrast is looking good, right? And you're lurked, and you're like, you know what? I've heard enough to subscribe. You've done that, because subscribing is key, And we're gonna look at a very cool big toy today. The toy that started life as Robby the robot and morphed into like an astronaut and morphed into reproduction Robbies too. It was one of the toys that Osaka Tin Toys couldn't get enough of, so they made it over and over and over again in a multitude of colors on the Robby side, but not on the astronaut side. On the astronaut side, they just made the blue and the red like the original. This is an original, my friend, an original Rosko tested too, Astronaut. I guess Nomura was the maker also, and here is the cool box, and it's a very tough box to find. Very nice, and it's very tall, so I can't get it all in frame. So I could show you. This is look at that. What a good pose that is. It looks like the marquee of a movie. Isn't that fantastic? And it looks like a Tetsugen astronaut ready to pound you with that fist. But anyway, that is the illustration of the astronaut holding the walkie-talkie. And you can see he stops, he walks, he lifts the da-da-da-da-dee. What else did he do? He listens to the signals, the flashing lights in his receiving set, or flashing lights in there, and the blue light signals in his clear plastic helmet. And it was toy number, what is that? Something 460. I can't even tell if that's a 0 or a 6. Right over here by the mountains. And he's in this like miniature space scene, Would have been kind of cool if maybe that scene was about half the box, because the rest is on the white background. I don't know, like if you want the toy depicted nice, because this is a really striking illustration of the astronaut. Would it have been better to have the planetary background like cover more of the box? I don't know, because it is a really cool drawing of the astronaut. Anyway, here's the side here. And it's kind of funny because the big Dia astronaut, which actually has the boy's head version or variety, this one never had like a boy's, but it's funny that you have you got this face here, right, with his Atom logo, and it's clearly an adult, like in the actual toy. But then on the side panel, you have a child, which they did not have. But the big Dia astronaut, the one that came in red and blue, that did have the little vinyl boy's head. So it's weird that they made that distinction. And here it is. I knew it was Nomura also on here. There is your Nomura logo. And again, if you were wondering, well, how do I tell this from an Osaka Tin Toy? Osaka Tin Toy has their logo on here. If it's a new reproduction, so you can clearly tell the original box, at least, from the reproduction. And I'm glad that I had a nice red one of these, because the red one at auction went for like way high. I think it went for almost like $4,000, if you could believe it. And here's the end panel. Again, a nice depiction. All custom art, like different art style for the side panel and the end panel, which is kind of cool. And a lot of times they don't do that. And here is a panel where you see that they filled it all up, almost all up. I mean, except for this red band here, this is all filled up with artwork. So, you know, you have to pay an artist to do that and get it on there. So that was kind of cool. So that's your box. I'm surprised there's no price tag on this one. It's usually this clean and crispy. You think that you'd find a price tag. And as far as the Astronaut, well, again, this is big, and you have the camera, unfortunately, on this horizontal way, the way I'm holding it. It's tough when it's a really tall toy like this, but here's the head. And again, this was the same pressings that they used to make the Robby the robots in the 50s. So they repurposed it for the Astronaut, and they did a great job. In many respects, the Astronaut probably has a lot of, you know, cool features that the Robby doesn't have. Like, for instance, the lithography. You know, Robby's just a solid color. This one has these cool oxygen tanks and different lithography on the body, and you got like the breather tubes here, and you got lithography on the face. But what Robby does have, though, is he's got like the mechanical head, you know, that's got all the sex valves and the scanner rings and things like that. So he doesn't have any of that stuff going on, but it does have a very cool lithoed face, this kind of weird dome-ish design in there. And then, of course, these spring antennas work. Well, they don't, I mean, you know, they just constantly move. So it gives you the motion effect without having to be mechanical. So really beautiful litho on this. And it does have an S for, is that Spaceman maybe? Here's his walkie-talkie. And, you know, again, all tin. They went all out on the lithography on this. They did not skimp. So it's just a really, really cool toy. And I'm trying to think. And then on the back, the only indication here, I don't know if the reproductions have this. It says made in Japan right there. Possibly in the back they have, for the reproductions, it would say Osaka Tin Toy somewhere. I believe so. I don't have a reproduction, so I couldn't tell you, but I know that I'm pretty sure it's marked somewhere. So that's the toy, and let's just turn him on and see him go, go, go. May have to pick up the camera depending how fast and far he walks. At least he's not falling over. So one of these wheels is not catching properly. I'm actually glad because I had to move the camera. It's like the perfect scenario to running a toy. I think you got the gist of them. Let's see what his... That's his feet. I was trying to see if there's anything that would be causing it to slip on the floor, but it is a very slippery floor. Anyway, apologize for the camera falling. I'll have to check and see what it was pointing at. But anyway, that, my friends, is your Rosko Astronaut, battery powered, in blue version. It came in blue and red. If you like it, thumb up the video. Let me know what you think. And if you don't like it, you know, tell me just the same. I appreciate your time as always. And again, if you're a lurker, don't forget to subscribe. With that, thanks again, and I will talk to you later.